Just gotta write that down. Hello, IG world. 6:26 p.m. We are a day late. Not a dollar short though, but we are a day late. And we were off last week, so I know they're doing the thing where they're letting you all know that we are here and we are just waiting for Dex to pop on. Okay, let's see where he is. Thank y'all so much for pulling up on us. Do that. Hi, the sweetness 215. How you doing, baby? Hello, green screen. You okay?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Did you have a little 3-second live delay?
Yeah, I think so. It was like frozen when I first started.
Hey, Natanya. Well, you sound good right now.
Yeah,
Because you
it
know you
was
don't be paying that bill.
no, I was about to say I pay all my bills on time now. That's a lie.
Well, that's a lie. Now you doing too much. Hey, the Candy Pollock. How are you, Dexter?
I'm okay.
All right. Are we sure
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Okay.
Are you off today? I know I've been feeling off like for a little while, so
I don't know. Like I feel like fine, but okay, I'll put it like this way. So today is like the other podcast I do is Bro Talk, right? And we always do like a Halloween edition. Today would have been the day that we did the Halloween edition, and we're not
okay.
gonna do it. We're gonna do a show, but we're not
Okay.
putting costumes on. And it feels weird to me to not do that. And it feels like almost uncomfortable that we're not doing it. And like
Because you're Mr. Festive.
I liked it. Yeah. Then today there's
Yeah.
another podcast that I do, and she was like, "Oh, get dressed." And it's like I didn't have time to find a costume or anything. And like I feel like things are just very different this year. Like in regards to like holidays and stuff like that. Like we're not
Yeah.
celebrating. It's just like I don't know. It just feels off, and I don't like it. I do have an idea
Shakima
for
said she gonna drag y'all in the BTL comments tonight. Bro Talk Live, guys, comes on tonight at 10 p.m. It is the best late night talk show on the internet. Go.
I appreciate that. Yeah, brotalklive.com, or you guys can go on Facebook /Bro Talk Live, and you could watch us live with no costumes on.
Wait, so let me ask this. Are you one of the only ones who are disappointed about this out of the group?
Nobody else cares. Nobody else cares. It's just me. And that's why, like, with them, I don't even say anything. I guess, because I was actually still going to do it, but then it's just kind of like timing-wise, and, like, I couldn't figure anything out. Although, I do have, my friend Shakima gave me an idea, and if I have time after this, I'm going to run to the store, see if I can put it together real quick.
Okay, that's so funny because I'm not like I like getting dressed up for Halloween, but it's not a big deal to me. But I really did look forward because Dexter is the type. He gonna have something for you. This fool will stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning piecing together.
You know what's funny?
Costume, and they're always epic. So we applaud you for your efforts, Dex.
With the new job that I have, they came to me the other day and they were like, you want to get dressed with us for Halloween?" And I was like, "Oh no, I don't really do Halloween like that." And one of the people who we work with, they know you, so they're like, "That's not true because you did this."
So how she know it wasn't true, Dexter?
She's seen it, like she's seen things that I've done or whatever, and then I showed them some pictures of things we did before. Do you remember well, this wasn't the last time because you've gotten dressed up before, but you remember when you got dressed up as a witch? That was like this week.
Yes, I was a bad bitch witch.
Yeah. That was a good. I mean, I won that costume contest, but like
God. He
but
did, y'all. So that why actually, Dex, you might be being a bit humble for this because I think subconsciously you told your coworkers that yeah, guys, I'm gonna spare you embarrassment because when I come to win, and I just got here and I'm trying to make friends.
Because and I mean that place we were working at before. If you with the costume contest, you win TVs.
Or stormed into an office back then.
It was an insider, a nasty one.
Thank you, Candy Pollock, baby. I saw your email, your text or your comment about my skin glowing. Actually, you reminded me I have to do this promo thing later, so you'll see why it
You want to
is
do it now?
glowing. No, I don't want to mix it with this. They ain't cutting a check like that.
The reason I said, because I thought you were gonna. I was like, don't forget.
Nah, but I won't forget. I'm gonna hit them this weekend, but you got to cut another check if you wants to. Get featured on the comments, and you better break one off for my boy too.
And so Dexter stuck it in stop your bag. Wow, that makes me feel good because so many other people said I did.
You just stopping bags left and right, Dex?
But I heard, I don't know. That's what people were saying.
People were saying. Well, people like to talk a lot. Doesn't necessarily mean they're correct.
Speaking of bags, me and Toya are gonna hang out with each other on Friday, guys. We're gonna see each other in person on Friday. I feel like I haven't seen you in person in forever.
I know it's weird, especially like when we miss weeks here. I'll be like, "Where's my guy? Where's my guy? Where's my buddy?"
I think the last time was that. Oh no, it was at Patty's, the street name thing.
Yes, that is the last time,
which was like 2 weeks ago.
But it feels longer than that, doesn't it?
It does.
It's crazy how time just flies. Thank you, everybody, for checking in. Well, Stevie, that's our guy. Dex, we're gonna have to do a little trip down to Charleston to go visit our guy. Yeah, that's our guy down there. We gonna come down now, Stevie. Don't be doing us dirty when we pop up at your station. Talking about, I don't know these people.
Wait, Austin Andre Mom, that's my cousin. I didn't.
Who?
Austin _Andre Mom. That's my cousin.
Oh, hi, Austin Andre Mom. How are you? Welcome. Wait, Dylan said he just saw me. He just saw me. We had a little link. When was this little link? I didn't know about this link.
He was at your office today. You didn't see him?
Well, you know I wasn't in there. So.
looking like Paul. My other coworker FaceTimed me, and I was like, "Is that Paul Walker?"
Oh, he got a little curly top.
Well, no, he's just white. So I just said that. That's terrible, right? Well, he said I look like. I'm not saying that.
Dylan looks nothing like Paul Walker. Whose funeral? What's he talking about?
He said that's when y'all saw. That's the link. He just saw you at.
Oh yes. Well, Dylan, that's not happy times.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a link, but okay.
Literally a funeral, but yes, R.I.P.
But since we have Dylan here, though, he actually does host a podcast on Wednesday nights. It's called Views from the Chair. It's Facebook.com/Views from the Chair. It's a good.
Mm-hmm. No, it is. They'll be saying wild shit on there sometimes.
That's why I think it's a good one. So one time when we did with Bro Talk, it was kind of like one of our biggest things that we talked about is that there's nobody who has like a toxic approach to things or whatever. Everybody's kind of like PG and all that stuff. And like I really admire listening to podcasts where I feel like people say things that other people don't want to say. And I don't even necessarily consider it toxic, but I like hearing people say things that maybe I think that I don't say or like that I wouldn't think at all. And I just like hearing that. It's kind of like doing this show with you. Like you say stuff that I won't say.
What would you mean? What would I say?
You be cursing. You be cursing. I don't curse. But like
hey, you don't curse, sweetie?
Me, no.
That's because Dexter, I give you all.
But I like
the good, the bad, and the dirty mouth.
I like when people have different perspectives and they put their stuff out there because I don't always do that. No,
I would say like that. Because you like to put on this face in the beginning, like this. I'm Dexter Stuckey. I'm super professional. I'm a good guy.
Tell you, 10 years of journalism over here. Yeah. 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 Oh, get up.
10 years. I'm so glad you brought that up because it was in a group chat earlier we had. I was going to mention that, but I said I was going to use that, but I said I'm going to just let it live. I'm going to let it slide this time, and here the fuck you come. All right, let's get into it. Let's first start with some Philly news. This was a story recently that started going a bit viral, at least trending here in the city, and it just made my heart swell watching it. We all know, if you're in the city of Philadelphia or the vicinity, violence and gun violence has just been off of the chain. It's to the point now, even sending our kids to school um, can possibly lead to them or somebody they know not returning home.
Yeah.
Actually, I was reading something where they said kids in school alone, there's been 157 of them shot, I believe, and then 27 of the kids have died within the Philadelphia school district. I guess the schools that they were the schools that they were interviewing or talking about at that time. So this story, it just brought sunshine to my life. So there's this group here called Frontline Dads. It was created by a man named Reuben Jones. So this is what a group of fathers in the city will get together. They'll head up to the schools during the dismissal, as kids are going to school, just to kind of be that father figure presence on site. And I know a couple of other places in the country have been doing the same thing, and it really has been working because I guess the men in the neighborhood just decided enough is enough. We have to do something. At the end of the day, you can't just keep pointing fingers and blaming this person and that person and talking about it and exhausting yourself, but then you don't offer up any solutions. So I actually love this group. Again, it's called Frontlines Dads. They actually do things with mentorship programs as well, and do activities to keep kids in a safe environment. And so far, like I've said, the kids have been just responding to it beautifully, because most of them are like, we don't have this presence in our schools, even in our home, we don't have that male. And it's something about, no matter what, yes, a woman can raise a kid, and especially a son in particular, and you can do your thing with that child, but there is nothing more just shakes everything. It shakes you to your core to get that look from your father. Like, all you need is a look. Where mommy, she might say something, you blow it off, but that strong man that's standing in front of you and is looking at you and having you get it together, the kids are responding well to it. And it just goes to show that this is exactly what is needed. So I call all men, if you're a dad, even if you're not a dad, pull up. Be an positive influence in these kids' life. Let them know that they don't have to make these stupid choices. You don't have to, just because you're in a disagreement with somebody, why does that have to lead into a fight? So It's just nice to see the neighborhood stepping up and really doing something toward the cause. You're shaking your... No, you being slick, because I see some shit on the side of your mouth.
Yes, I agree with you, but remind me to tell you something after the show about that. Not about me disagreeing. I do agree with it 100%, but I do have a story about that. So just remind me after the show. I have something about that.
Does this have anything to do? You see the Boomy shirt, friend? Yes, I love my Boomy sweater. But that, you know who Boomy is. She is the leader of a Doom Day.
Of a Doom Day, absolutely.
Yep. So she came and brought these sweaters. One of my favorites.
I know my Philadelphia icons.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, sweetie. He said I'm repping Theta, but please remind. I need to know what you were talking about.
Well, I can tell you the story. No, I can't say the story.
She wants to know the story. We all want to know the story. Can you just edit it?
But basically, there were people locally being asked about that, like if they would be a part of that, and they were saying no, because they were talking about the attitudes of the kids in the areas and how you would need some type of permission to hit the kids in order for them to do it. And I think about that in the sense of it's great to hear stories like that. It really is. And I love it. I love hearing stories like that. I think it's very heartwarming, and I think it's really helpful or whatever. But then at the same time, you think about it, and there are a lot of these, I know people who work in school, obviously hire them. So I know people who work in schools and stuff like that. And unfortunately, some of these parents are the ones who are coming up to the schools to help these kids fight. Like they're bringing guns and stuff to the school as well. And it's just kind of like, I think it's great to see these guys doing this because it's a positive
Mhm.
step. But I also think like we got a ways to go. And unfortunately, we have a ways to
Oh,
go.
we have a long ways to go, but like we have to start somewhere.
I
So
agree.
for me, this is just an amazing step to see like strong black men within the community step up and try to do something to have the minimum uh, effect, positive
Can I
effect on them.
Speaking of positive effect, this is somewhat off topic, but I noticed that entertain_me is on. And like this
Hmm.
is so like today we were talking, you know what I mean? Like my coworkers and I were talking, and one of the girls told me that I told her what high school I went to, and she mentioned someone or whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, I know him. I've known him since middle school. And then I noticed entertain_me had on like she went to a sneaker ball over the weekend. So I
Oh,
have you ever heard of that, a sneaker ball?
uh,
She went to a sneaker ball over the weekend, and I saw the picture of it. And my coworker on Friday was saying that she was going to a sneaker ball over the weekend. And like, I asked her, she knew the person who, like, like I asked her about it, and she's like, "Yeah, I know her. That's my sister. This, that, and the third." Blah, blah. And I'm like, and even with you and the other girl, I think that this is kind of like a bragging moment a little bit, but I think it's very important to have a really good reputation, like across the board, because like, this is someone who knew me from high school, middle school,
mhm.
work, and it's like none of these people can really say like bad things about me or whatever, but it's one of those situations where it's like I think it's really important. I think we should focus more on our reputation across the board.
Okay, I like that, Dex. I like that. So you want to just keep it
Yeah, I think
when
it's
you
really
see me,
important.
you know the person you're going to get all the
Yeah,
time.
like I think truthfully though, like I think today was like a kind of like a rough day, and like realizing that these people, they don't have anything bad to say about me, like whatever. It's like that makes me feel good. Like these are people that
Ain't
you
nobody
know
call
for
you
10,
ugly?
huh?
Ain't nobody call you ugly?
I mean, look at me.
No,
Look, look,
no, they don't.
and speaking, yes, Dom, you were at the sneaker ball with the person. She knows you too. I
Okay,
see HQ for KKDS is in the comments or
in
whatever.
the
I don't.
comments.
He's in the comments. Oh, I
You don't mess
lost
with
it.
him like that.
Lost. I lost it.
It's lost. It's gone. You don't mess with them like that. It must be a little inside little
No, lost. LOSS.
law.
Yeah, lost it.
Fuck away from me.
Get back here. Get back here.
She has returned. She's back.
We missed you.
Hi, Dexter.
What's wrong with you? You okay?
All right, well, Dexter, kind of got on speak teachers. It reminded me of some of the story that I saw. It might have been over the weekend or something, so I had to write it down real quick to bring it up. So, you're doing this thing, you're hiring teachers. Well, I know of a teacher who might need a job right now.
Get on my way.
And I'm pretty sure they're willing to travel. So there was this teacher living in California. Actually, she was a teacher at my rival high school when I lived in Riverside, California.
Oh,
So I went to
okay.
Polytechnic High School. This high school, it was called John W. or just North High School. That's what we called it. So the teacher, it's hard to be a teacher, and you got to get festive and think of creative ways to give the message to the children. You got to make it fun. Well,
Yes.
this teacher on this day decided that on her math class, the day of her math class, to keep the kids interested, she was going to proceed to put on Native American headdress and make up these fake Native American sayings, do little tomahawk things. And according to her, it's a memorization exercise to remember the mathematic equations. So,
Okay.
if you walk around talking about, oh, you're going to, I'll stick right here.
Well, is there proof that it doesn't?
Well, according to the kids in the classroom, I don't think it worked. 'Cause you see, Multiple kids. See, this is why I could never be a teacher, Dex.
Yes, you
I know
can. Yes,
I
you can.
can't. I cannot. Even though this woman was hella racist for what the hell she was doing. But I be damned if I come in here and I try to do a fun activity for you little nigglins and y'all sitting there looking at me and rolling your eyes, acting like you'd rather be somewhere else. Yes, I was that kid. But I'm not that kid today. And I don't want you to do to me what I was doing to my teachers.
I don't know. I mean, look, if the teacher was African American, they did that. When people say that it's racist, I don't think so.
I think you should not be walking around talking, hey, like you're not even Native American. Stop
I
it.
know, but I think when people do certain things like that, I really do think it gets people's attention. Like, it really does call for, like, attention. And I think that if the kids were actually paying attention to her, whatever, I'm sure they got some laughs and stuff like that. But I think she meant well.
Most do. Before you do something super racist.
Oh, Stacey Stripe. Huh?
I said, they be like, I ain't mean it like that. No, I'm not racist.
I really don't think she meant it that way. I don't. I think that she really meant it. Because it's going to, people don't actually care if it's going to go viral.
Thank you.
But I don't know. I really do think she was trying to, I wish we should reach out to her and try to get an interview with her.
I'm down. Honestly, you know I'm immature. You're going to have to take your 10 years of journalistic experience. Because I'll be sitting there looking at her like I was one of the fucking kids in that classroom. Like,
no, it'd be like,
can
you teach? Because it's one of the things, though, in my new role, like, one of my biggest things is that, like, I have to look over lesson plans. So I'll be like, oh, can I see the lesson plan from that day? And I can look at my grading rubric, and I can be like, oh, okay, this is a really good or a really bad lesson plan. I'm going to figure out this woman's information so we can reach out to her. I think this will be great.
I think we should bring her on the show, give her a chance to like be heard. It's funny because I said, I wonder if she's related to the teacher that I had in Poly High School who used to play Civil War music during our exams. And I'm like,
no lie. I used to have a teacher in high school who would play, what's that movie? Birth of a Nation, like weekly. Like, he would play it for us weekly. And he would play, like, civil rights music and stuff like that when we were coming. Like, and I don't mean, like, spirituals, but he would play, like civil rights music. Like, I can't explain it, but it was like...
Wait, okay, I'm confused. You said Birth of the Nation. We're not talking about the original Birth of the Nation movie.
Yes, the original one. It's in black and white.
Yes, he would play that in class?
Yeah, like once a week. Yeah. There's people who went to high school with me on here. What was his name? What was that man's name? It was a history teacher. Fatima, come
Your
here.
life partner, she must know.
Yeah, she went to high school with me. What was his name? Mr. Schaefer.
And Mexican Quill says she gonna throw tomatoes at her ass.
I'm gonna find my yearbook and look through it. He was like a world history teacher or something like that, and he used to play that movie. Because otherwise I would never have seen that movie. And I know there's like a train track scene on the movie, and there was like blackface.
Now, was he black?
No, he's white. Yeah, I remember that. He used to play that movie all the time. Like once a week, he would play that movie.
See, so this is as an adult looking back on these things. What he said was his name, Mr. Trump, just Ralph.
So name? I really want to say his name was Mr. Schaefer. I really want to say that, but I don't. I had a teacher named Mr. Schaefer, and I think that it may have been him, but I'm not 100% if it was him or not.
Like, I just don't know if Mr. Schaefer or whoever, are you doing this? And then my teacher in high school, I don't remember her name. Are you doing this to fully, like, immerse your kids in the experience and let them know, like, how it really was? This is the truth? Or are you watching this? The good old days.
Look, Make America Great Again. That's not funny. We shouldn't laugh at stuff like that.
It's not, but it's true. It's so funny because as a kid, you're naive. Because I even think about my one history teacher who used to do it. She was nice and everything and was cool, and she seemed to be somewhat down with the cause.
Something be off. something
Huh?
just be off. Like what they, like they seem okay, but something just don't be right about the situation. Like
Yes.
one time we had a friend that came in there, whatever. And he wasn't supposed to be in the class, and the teacher was like, "Y'all better get y'all little friend out of here." And I don't know why, but it just rubs me the wrong way that he said that. And then you know what he did after the friend left? He put the movie on again. Like that was, it's not funny. And
You know
Washington
what?
was sketchy though.
Can you reach out to him and let's have him and the teacher from California on the same call? Because I have questions. I'm told
Maybe he can mentor her. That's not funny. I mean, stop.
Maybe they both mentor Trump.
No, Trump mentored them. Because you know what's crazy right now? Right now, like those same teachers or whatever, you know, when he was like president and all that stuff, people were doing whatever they wanted to do. He definitely would have been playing that like in the auditorium. Now I went to whole school to see it.
With such a sense of pride in his heart, because the return, the South will rise again. Oh, Lord. Yeah, we need to bring these teachers on, Dex. Come on, let's get this going. I'll reach out to Callie. You reach out to Mr. Schaefer.
I really forgot about it. I got to find that yearbook because I need to know. I think I remember his face if I seen his face, but I have to remember.
Please. I just need to know the psyche. And that's how you know when you call them out on it. That's how you know they didn't, that shit was racist. And they start stuttering and shit. Like, that's not what I meant. Like, just be clear and concise. Remember that video that went viral a few years ago where it was the white male teacher got suspended and they did or he might have actually been fired. So I guess the kids had said something like, "Nigga, get out of my face." And he looked at the kid and said, "You get out of my face, nigga."
Yeah. And then they had him on the news and he was talking about it. He said it again. And he's like, "I ain't say it like that. I said it like this." And then he said it again.
Get that man's job back.
Like me right now, never mind, let me not say that. But I'll just say this. Me hiring teachers now and realizing how difficult it is to hire teachers, I'd be like, were you really that offended by it?
Were you what?
Like was it really that bad? Like
what, that they chose the profession? No, baby, you silent again. I can't hear you. I told you you're not paying that internet bill. Something going on. You just got the 13, but iPhone, they said that 14, 5 minutes. Done.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you good now. Okay, still into Philly a little bit. So we talked about the front like that. Oh, also they're saying Philly school district will possibly go to virtual learning. They are saying that it's because of the pandemic and not enough people are vaccinated. I feel like if it's the Philadelphia district, they are doing it because of gun violence. And let's be clear, when the kids were home, you did not see so many of these stories coming out. Now that they're home, we started seeing, not in Philadelphia, but now that they're back in class, you started to see the school shootings happening again. So something has to change when it comes to that. And then also, remember there was a shooting a while ago here out in Sharon Hill. Unfortunately, an 8-year-old girl has lost her life at our high school football game. Well, it came back a few weeks ago that the ballistics report came back and the bullet that killed her was fired from a police officer. So right now, actively, her parents are doing a lawsuit against Sharon Hill, and I understand it. It's unfortunate because you'll never get that child back. Now, what is happening, Dexter?
What you mean?
Because you know all these faces. You know that you be making faces and I be wanting to choke you.
Because, okay, I argue with I have a friend, right, who literally just moved into Sharon Hill. And we were talking about this situation. We were talking about this story. and he's like, he's not anti-cop at all, whatever. But and I'm not either. But he started like
Mhm.
saying like the cops, this is their fault, this, that, and the third. He kept like going off about it. And like, but I don't think the cops just popped up and just started shooting. Like, I don't think that that was the case. I think that they were shooting at someone who was also shooting,
Yeah.
because otherwise, like, this wouldn't be a story. Like, if, that
Mhm.
wouldn't have happened. Like, if the cops just came up and started shooting, I think people would have said that. I don't think people would have pretended like the cops just didn't randomly come up and start shooting. I do think that they're telling the truth, that this girl was hit by a bullet from a police officer, but I don't think the
Yes.
police officers were shooting at her. I think that they were
No.
shooting at other people's specific targets.
Who?
And like, now we're
Mhm.
doing this thing where we're pretending as if the police were just completely wrong in this situation. Like, they shouldn't have done this, they were wrong. But it's like, you do realize they did it for a reason. There was an actual reason
Yeah.
that police officers pulled their guns out and started shooting. And I'm not saying that all
Mhm.
cops do the right thing, because we know that that's not the case. But in this
Yes.
situation, it's really easy to kind of see like what they were attempting to do. And I don't think that they were
I
trying to
think
shoot this little girl.
no, they definitely weren't trying to shoot this little girl. I think the underlying issue of it all is that you do have a lot of these cops that are in these, smaller cities, smaller districts. And let's be clear, they're not used to dealing with what you deal in Philadelphia. Not saying that Philadelphia police officers are the end all be all, because they are not. But they're not really used to dealing with that type of chaos in these areas. So when a little bit does happen, a lot of times they're so quick to be trigger happy without really finding out and actually focusing on the exact target, because you're at a family filled event. It was a Friday night football game. So you do have to kind of be a bit more responsible. But then that goes into the all overhaul of the police departments overall. It's a issue within the entire country. They need proper training. If you're a police officer, and of course you're not used to be in these type of environments, but you signed up for this job, so I need you to realize that you need to know how to act accordingly when people are around. Now, I don't want to say too much from what I heard. I was not at the game, but I went to that high school. My family goes to that high school. My cousin, who's the same age as me, she was there the night that it happened. So of course there's always going to be different stories circulating, but at the end of the day, when it comes to police, you cannot just fire recklessly into a crowd. And I don't know, it's sad. It's sad on both parts, because with the police, not to say, because of course all cops aren't bad, and I really feel as though this was just a horrible accident. But we need better training. We need better training from our police departments, because that little girl, she should have never lost her life from gun violence, period. But it
Yeah,
really shouldn't have been from a police officer.
and I agree. But I also just feel like
Mm-hmm.
also need to be more responsible too. Like, you guys are
Yeah.
shooting recklessly in places with children, and it's like somebody saw these guys, and I feel like nobody said anything about that either, and that's a problem. I think you're going to continue to see these situations when people don't say anything.
It's
This
more
person
to
could have
it.
shot you.
We'll talk about it later. But look, we both have two things to talk about. I'm gonna tell you what the streets are saying and the people who was actually there who saw it, but I don't want to,
I got
not
you.
my business, because I ain't there. But I can tell you word of life, or word of mouth on the back end.
Okay, fair. And
But
I
yes,
do agree. They do
overall they
need better
do.
training, though. Yeah,
No, they really do. We do. I feel like if they were to be more prepared, we would have less of these stories.
yeah.
So, but prayers to that little girl's family, and may she rest in peace. Um, Let me see really quickly. Oh, one more rest in peace. Philly rapper Freeway. His daughter unfortunately lost her battle with cancer. And it was so sad, because I thought that she was really going to pull through. He's
Yeah.
actually been like journaling and allowing us, the viewers, in to see it. And I was like, good, she's going to be okay. She had such good spirits, and unfortunately she lost her battle with cancer. So prayers for him. I think, was it earlier this year, Dexter, that he lost his son, or last year?
I don't remember if it was this year or last. These years blend together. But I just know every
Yeah.
time I turn around, though, with him, there's always something, and it's never like good. It's like a lot of tragic tragedy that continues to like follow him. So like I literally always pray for him. I have to.
Yeah. Because overall, I mean, I haven't been around him too many times before, but he just always has like good spirited, good energy. I know I've always had a good time listening to his music. So, but the things that people who I know free, who that I know that know free, and they're just like, oh no, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
So it's just sad to, and then he's had his own personal health issues with his kidneys. So it's just pray for that family. They are going through a lot, and anybody else's family out there who is just going through the motions right now. Just try to send a special prayer out into the universe. I try to pray for the whole world when I do my prayers at night. Just saying. Okay, let's get into this. I want to just get it out the way. Not out of the way because it's a bad story, but we've all been hearing about what's been going on with, well, the woman who was killed, her name was Helena Hutchinson. She was one of the cinematographers on a movie called Rust. Alec Baldwin mistakenly, well, he didn't mistakenly, he had a prop gun, and the gun had a real bullet in it. And unfortunately, this girl lost her life. Another crew member was grazed. So, of course, I just wanted to mention her passing. Since this have happened, people have been saying she's been working on a documentary about that was going to expose Hollywood pedophilia. But I went and looked at, like, was doing my research on it. 10 years of journalist here. So, according to PolitiFact, that is not true.
Do you think somebody who was working on a documentary that can take down Hollywood would be doing a Western in New Mexico with Alec Baldwin? I'm just saying, like, you just wouldn't be doing that. Like, what would,
I needed to stop.
it's ridiculous, but also like this coverage of this story, it's to me, it's exhausting to me. Like,
it is.
Celebrate this woman's life. Like, it's really unfortunate that happened. It seemed like it was an accident, but it also seems like y'all don't want us to think it was an accident. You want me to know that this was an intentional thing. It's a bit much for me, to be honest with you. And like, you want us to be so upset. You want me to be mad at Alec Baldwin. Like, clearly you want us to hate this man. Because like and then as soon as we start hating him, you give us some more stories to make us feel bad for him. And it's like, let's not make this a story, like a
please
thing.
don't.
But we see what happened. Let's look at what happened and move on from it.
Yes, please, and stop doing the shaming thing. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's a damn conspiracy theorist, but at the end of the day, this man unknowingly or unintentionally took this person's life. So you have to know at the end of the day, that's going to. I don't care what kind of actor you are. When you do something like that that's unintentional, that does not leave your brain knowing that you're responsible for this person's death.
Yeah, and it's not going to leave his brain naturally. It's not going to. But also, it's one of those things where it's like, you're not going to let him forget it. It's like every time you turn the TV on, like, they're talking about that. And it's like, I've heard more about that than I've heard about COVID this week. And that says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wish and I know the media, and we're part of the media too, 10 years of journalism.
I'm not. I'm retired.
Nah, nigga, you ain't never retired. You made for the game, okay? And you ain't choose the game chose you.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes with the media, can you guys just please give it some time for us to figure it out first before you just run off with all of these harebrained like stories, details, stuff and like that. Like, please give a chance for the family to really wrap their heads around the situation. I don't know. Sometimes it's just a bit too much for me.
There was another story that, speaking of that, like where like it went viral that across the country, really, that there was someone in Philadelphia that was like raped on a train, and they said that people stood around and recorded it and just like watched it. Nobody did anything. But then there was an expose by Mr. Ernest Owens.
Okay.
He put a story out that basically said that wasn't true, and then people are starting to flip on each other. It's like, oh well, it was like the SEPTA commissioner is like, oh well, like from what I saw, like this is what it was or whatever, and then everybody's kind of changing their tune and changing their story now, and it's like we're really never going to get like the actual answer, what's true, what's not true, whatever. It's just, but it's also one of those things like they push that story and you pushed it for a reason, and like there was no vetting and no validating that story at all. The exception
Which
just
one?
this is the one I was talking about that I was arguing with who about the cop situation.
Oh, hi, the exception. This
Yeah.
is the one that's my neighbor.
Why want to put his address out there?
You already said earlier. You ain't said he addressed, but you said he moved to Sharon Hill. Shit, I live in Sharon Hill. Fuck. Hell, right, we live.
Well, I don't know.
We ain't putting our addresses out there like that. Shit, but you see me in the street, say what's up with it. I see you. Hey, Mr. To Extend, he just joined us. That's our DJ from the Apollo. Ask Danny B just joined us. Okay, let's get into. Wait, do you see y'all cousins want Dr. Fauci out of here?
y'all, Dexter wants Dr. Fauci out of here. I hated that man
Yeah,
since
you and
last year.
the Trumpers. You know Donnie is behind this. You know it.
Well, I don't blame him. I hated him. I do. I can't
Oh,
don't
you
like
hate
him.
him. You
Oh
know
my
the
God,
world
like,
don't play when it comes to fucking around with these animals, and you out here torturing animals in the lab, Dr. Fauci.
Dr. Fauci was?
Well, but here's the thing. Again, you can tell this is where they're reaching because they are trying to make it stick. Dr. Fauci was a part, I want to say it's called the NHI or the NIH, some type of damn scientific shit over in another country. Well, in that country, they had taken like a bunch of dogs and were doing this horrible, like scientific experiments on them. Now,
It's
there
over.
is no
Over.
proof any way, shape, or
I don't
form
need none.
that Dr. Fauci himself was there.
He's
Thank you, Brandon.
done.
He said NIH. Thank you, Ask Danny B. There's no proof really linking Dr. Fauci there at the moment torturing these animals, but they try to make every way to make it stick.
He's out of here. Do you know what? Like, that man tormented me for an entire year. He's out of here. He's done. Get out.
He tormented you and Trump?
He
Hey,
tormented me
this guy, he just joined.
Because you know what? Like remember, like around this time last year, we would wake up every morning and like people be getting fired from their jobs. People like it was just always like so sad news or whatever, and we were all like so depressed. Remember, Tori, this time I was like really like I don't know if I would say depressed, but remember you would send me videos and I'd be like, don't send me nothing that's longer than 1 minute. Don't do that. I'm not reading it. Do you remember that? I was so
like,
cranky. I was in the worst mood because like the pandemic and stuff was happening. I was sick of my apartment, and every time I would turn on the TV, Dr. Fauci would be in there making it worse. This ain't never gonna go away. It's gonna last forever. If you don't got no toilet tissue, you better go get it now. Oh wait, there's no more toilet tissue. You can't drink the water. You're all gonna die. That's what he would do every single day. I couldn't take it. So now that they're about to get rid of him, I am overjoyed. I hate him.
But let me tell you where it flipped on Fauci, because we were starting to get into the swing of things. And okay, yeah, the pandemic, it looks like we're coming out of it. All of the other people, experts around the world were saying we're coming out of it. Here go Dr. Fauci. We ain't coming out of nothing. We might be
he's so negative.
Years.
He's so negative. Remember that one of the first reports I remember him saying this is early in the pandemic. He's like, we ain't gonna get out of this to 2025. And I'm like, I'm trying to plan a wedding. I'm trying to plan a wedding. Like, I hate him. I really do. Like, I hate him. And then it's like, then there's people who believe everything that he says, so they forced it on the rest of us. But let me tell you this, though. As soon as the other man became the president and he wanted everybody to get back to regular life or whatever, Dr. Fauci stopped talking. Like, every time Donald Trump would say something, whatever, he would disagree with it and say he's lying. Joe Biden got into the office, Dr. Fauci changed his entire tone. Please get rid of that man. I hate him. Like, I hate him. Like, I really do.
Fauci do to you just because he was lying and making all that money off the AIDS pandemic, and he wanted to make a little change off the Rona pandemic. What's the problem?
He said round two. No, y'all better get him like y'all got Michael Vick. We are not gonna tolerate that.
You don't say anything in there about some motherfucking dogs. Meanwhile, niggas is getting lynched, murders, this and that. The even within the black community, just the disregard for life. Niggas are shooting each other every damn day. You throwing some dogs in there?
I know you.
Oh.
I know you're not hitting that dog. Look, wait, Allie Kipper said Dr. Fauci had her scared to open the window. See? That man needs to go. He's a, I don't want to get in trouble, but he's like a terrorist. Like, he's terrible, Your Honor. He used to terrorize me. He is a weasel. I hate him.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's just the type, he thrives off of that fear and that control. He was definitely the same as Trump, but just on a different side. Like 100%. They both thrived off of chaos. So yeah, Dr. Fauci, it was real. You did your service, but you gotta get the fuck out of here talking about we might be in this till 2025. Like, no. And now that they have found you the tiniest connection
and Toya, look,
to them dogs being murdered.
The crazy part about it, they would be like, they would say to me, they would say, this happened on this date at this time. Dr. Fauci could have been right next to me at that moment when they accused him of this, and I'd be like, I didn't see him. I didn't see him. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I just want him to go away. Like, could you just go back to being a regular doctor? What, like a what though? Like what? Like he even like what does he do?
I don't know. Open up your little family practice or something.
Like he be in the doctor's office, like cough,
and then he's sitting there with a shirt. Yes, COVID.
You gotta go.
I'm ready for Dr. Fauci. It just feels like he knows the 15 minutes is up, and he's trying to just hang in there a little bit longer.
Miss Iris said he'll be back because the holidays are coming up. I'm telling you, he's gonna come back out and be like, "Oh, it's a new strain coming out. This is the Christmas 2022 one. You gotta watch it. Like you gotta watch it."
This one, look, this strain is called the Gobbler.
He gonna say this is the Jingle Bell strain. Jingle Bell strain.
This is sad. Listen, we laughing now. Let's just pray. Let's pray that whatever Dr. Fauci is predicting about this being like just horrible, let's just pray that it's not going to happen. Okay?
He's like predicting like he's a groundhog or something. Like who are you to be predicting? Like shut up. Like we don't even know where COVID started from, but you got predictions of how long it's gonna last.
You know it came from that bat.
Okay, Donald.
The Chinese did it. China.
No, he'd be like China virus. Stop, stop. No, move on. No. Mm-mm.
You know, a little bit of you, even though we know he is a disgusting, horrible person, a little bit of you, Donald Trump. Oh, so you're okay. 2 weeks ago, you were done with Donald Trump.
He was saying crazy stuff. The stuff that he said the last couple weeks has been insane.
Yes, it is.
I can't defend that. Like, I can't defend the stuff that I've been saying the last 2-3 weeks. Like, it's been wild.
Very, very. But is there still part of you hoping that he'll return to you to like a little better of insanity?
I don't really know if he can be as entertaining anymore, because like the thing is though, like now that you've made those comments that you made, like the 2 comments that he made, one of them was he said people coming from Haiti are bringing AIDS over here, which I thought was disgusting. And then
Somebody said he ain't lying. Excuse you?
I didn't say that.
You didn't, but somebody did, and I wanted to cuss them the fuck out, but I chose not to. But
that's crazy. And then the second one, he was like, when Colin Powell died, he's just like, he wasn't no hero. Like, what you mean? I just don't think you do that when people die. Yes, he went in this whole tirade. See, you didn't watch Bro Talk last week. He went in this whole tirade. He went in this whole tirade about like how he said Colin is a Republican in name only, and he was like, that man like caused a war and had all these people killed. I hope that y'all remember me the way y'all remember him. But anyway, I hope he rests in peace. That's what he said.
He need his fucking ass. Now listen,
it's too much. I can't defend that.
we're not going to sit here, get political views. Me and Colin really ain't bang like that with each other, but that man was respectful and very fucking
I know
classy.
he's
You are
dead.
not going to do that,
And he's
Donald.
dead. And he's
You
dead.
could never be him.
And
You
he's
want to talk
dead.
about him, but he don't want to talk about his friend that he murdered, having him come to that damn rally. You know.
That
What the
girl.
fuck was what's his name?
Herman Cain.
Herman Cain's ass.
The
You
Honorable
ain't said
Herman
a
Cain.
fucking thing about Herman Cain, and you literally sent that man to his death.
And then you were talking nasty. That was just. Look. I'm all for if we weren't close in real life, during life or whatever. We don't have to pretend like we were close when one of us passes. I'm all for that, but like at the same time, though, don't be disrespectful
At all. Please don't. You could just sit there and just shut the fuck up. But it's Donald Trump. I'm actually thinking, being that I'm pretty sure he's probably not going to go in office in this 2024 election.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? Yeah, 2024. I think I'm gonna show up at one of the rallies. You down?
Well, no, because I really don't care what y'all do in 2024 because I'm not voting.
Shut up, Dexter.
I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I won't. You first off, y'all bullying. I'm not. I'm done with. I'm not doing this anymore.
We're not doing this no more. You stop saying that stupid shit.
I'm just saying, you won't catch me in no more voting booths for presidential election.
Sweetie, just mail in your ballot.
No,
I'm sure
I
you
won't be
already
wasting
mailed.
my stamp either. Voter suppress me. I'm good with it. I don't want it. I'm good.
Well, you better. Somebody said, remember these words, Dad.
We be arguing about that too.
As you should. To get your ass together. Okay, so this is what I'll say. I will let you slide on the presidential race. You absolutely will not slide on your local elections. Can you at least promise to do that?
Well, I don't know, because they called me today trying to talk to me about what they're doing. And I don't go. Let me think about it. Give me a minute. I'm going through a lot.
Well, they be real intrusive. They be texting me, hey, it's Sam from so-and-so. Bitch, yeah. I'll be there voting.
I'm going through a lot politically right now. So, like, you need to back up off of me. And let me get something out of this current situation that's going on right now. Because Joe didn't give me anything.
Don't talk.
Yeah, exactly.
So, don't, you know.
I'm just saying. I'm getting nothing out of this situation. I'm not benefiting.
Listen, Joe, he said what he needed to say to get in. We came out in droves. Joe, you're in there because of us.
With the pearls and the Converse, I'll never get over. I'll never get over it, and I'll never forgive y'all for that.
Well, don't say y'all, because I wasn't.
Y'all, the day Joe Biden, when I was in Chipotle, it was a Saturday. I was in Chipotle.
You were depressed?
Huh?
You were depressed?
No, I was fine. Like, it was just like the election was dragging. And I'm like, what are we doing here? And I was in Chipotle, and they announced it. Joe Biden won. The cook in Chipotle screamed in excitement. And everybody in there was cheering and whatnot. And I was just like, can I please get my burrito to go? And and then I turned on CNN. I watched the news, and y'all were out there doing the most. Mind you, we were in the middle. Oh, yes, it's there. We were in the middle of COVID, and y'all were out there in Center City with no mask on, screaming and yelling, being so excited about Joe Biden winning the election. I couldn't believe it. Then the inauguration happened, and Jennifer Lopez was up there screaming and yelling, and y'all had on y'all pearls, y'all had on y'all Converses, with whatever that is about, the Kamala Harris stuff. Y'all was talking about the fashions. Y'all, like, it was a big deal to y'all. Like, y'all really let Joe Biden just do whatever he wants to do. And then he came in and didn't do a thing. Y'all was bullying people into voting. He came in, didn't do a thing.
He's doing it, but he's just not doing it for y'all. Now let's get loud.
Look, let me tell you. See? And you know what's crazy? I remember watching the election results with Mechanical Zombie, and both of us was looking like, this is so bizarre. This is so weird. Like, people really into it. And then I remember my favorite part of that day. I was watching, and I'm like, you know what? Like, look at Donald. He get on this plane. He leaving this, that, and the third. And y'all was texting my phone. Look at Joe. He having a nice time. We did it, Joe. Oh, I'm so irritated. I'm so pissed off now.
I just hate, you know what I hate most about it? And yes, I'm glad that Black people finally got together and mobilized.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, this needs to teach our cousins, please mobilize for the right damn cause. Y'all got Joe ass right the hell in there. And what did he, especially now, you know how many of us are down in damn student loan debt. What Joe say when they asked him about student loan?
But this is what pisses me off about y'all, though. Y'all was arguing me down, bullying me into voting, telling me I can't come to Thanksgiving dinner. Y'all not coming to my wedding. A lot of y'all were going in on me. And I didn't even say I was voting for Donald Trump. I just said I understand him. And y'all were going in on me about that whole situation. But like Joe Biden never once said out of his mouth that he was doing anything student loan wise. Elizabeth Warren said it. Elizabeth Warren said either she said 50,000 or all of it. Bernie Sanders said
Don't stop, because y'all the reason why Elizabeth Warren wasn't taken seriously, because y'all was sitting up there laughing Pocahontas.
But at the end of the day, though, like, you can laugh all you want. Donald Trump started that, by the way. You can laugh.
Yes,
you can laugh at these people all you want, like Bernie and Elizabeth, and jokes about them, whatever. But you still could have voted for them, and y'all chose not to vote for them because y'all let Joe Biden get in there. And now look at us, looking stupid.
I will say this. I was not the biggest Joe Biden fan. If you really ask me, I am. Excuse me?
I know you.
That's a lie. There is documented in past podcasts, Patty and Millennials. Yes, sweetie. Okay. You can quote me on saying, kind of, we don't have a choice. It's either Trump, and probably by now, especially after January 6th, we probably wouldn't even fucking have a country right now, a country as we know it.
Okay.
Or it's Joe, where it'll bring some type of stability and some togetherness. But did I ever think Joe was fully going to be hardcore and executing and fighting for us? I never thought that. And I feel bad that people thought that as well.
I thought he was going to do something. This man ain't do nothing.
I
ain't never seen nothing like it.
And people keep saying, give him time. Give him time. I'm waiting.
People 4 or 5 said I remember that podcast. No, you don't, because it didn't happen.
Thank you. Yes, it did. And he said Toya did say that. Yes, the hell it did. I will stay true to what I said. I damn sure wasn't voting for no motherfucking Hillary Clinton. I'll tell you that motherfucking much. But
now
listen,
I'm not voting no more. I'm done with the voting thing. But if Hillary Clinton,
don't say that. You're gonna take a chill off the presidential election until I want to say maybe in the next decade. I'll let you breathe, but you better take your black ass out there on Tuesday and vote the way you're supposed to. And all of you motherfuckers on here, get on there and get out there and vote on Tuesday if you have a local election in your area.
Oh, I haven't even changed my address. You think I'm about to go back there 20 minutes away from me to vote?
I'm about to hang up on your motherfucking ass.
I'm gonna vote there, but I promise you I'm not voting in 2024. I hope we still know each other in 2024, because I'm not doing it.
Brandon said motherfucking Tuesday.
Well, because he didn't. Tell you, everybody don't have elections on Tuesday. Don't talk about my friend like that.
I love Brandon, but he's starting to sound like Dexter right the fuck now. And you're trolling Brandon. Brandon, don't let me try to gather you like I like to gather Dexter.
What does that mean? He's starting to sound like Dexter.
Because you just love to troll. You love to throw shit out there. Tuesday election. What? Shut up. Okay, let's get into. I'm sick of talking about him, but it's huge. Brandon said, "Oh, we got them," but we're moving on for politics. Because Brandon, if you was on here, I would be gathering you right the fuck up right now. Okay?
Well, Brandon was down there. Brandon was down there with his chucks on. He was at the inauguration with his chucks on.
He had his pearl earrings on that day too.
Now he gonna leave. Now he gonna be mad. I ain't not gonna talk to her.
He said, "Kamala, Kamala, Kamala." Thank you, Mr. 2X Entertainment. Oh, I said it right this time. Normally, I'll be sounding real special when I be saying certain names, but she's back. This person is somewhat getting on my nerves. Little Nas X. But at the same time, while I say he's getting on my nerves, did he deserve... So recently he was trolling Boozy.
Mm-hmm.
And he got on, said a video, he got on live or something, posted a little video saying, I got a song coming out with Boozy. I got a song coming out with Boozy. But we all know Little Nas X is a troller. Or a troll. Boozy responded and read him to Phil. Do I feel as though Boozy's response was overboard? Absolutely yes.
Huh?
Was Little Nas X wrong? Because we're not going to just discredit him because you brought this on. You are egging and trolling this man who knows he just doesn't bang with you like that. And I really believe it's more because of he is a show pony more than anything. Like, are you for the culture or like the actual rap culture, or are you not? Are you just more concerned about, you know, just catching a buzz? So what
they said you got a potty mouth. Okay. They said you got a potty mouth.
Girl, like you just finding that out. You ain't been watching that often, huh?
No, she said she understands because you were talking about politics.
Yeah, so I will say certain things. Now, listen, I ain't gonna be up here talking about we are the world and saying all kinds of F-bombs, but certain things bring out bring out that other side of me. So apologies yet if you all aren't used to my brashness. You want the PC version? Dexter is for that, but you ain't gonna get PC over here with me.
And y'all, I've tried, so
yeah, he's tried to reel me in, and I can listen. I don't want to say them big networks come. You need I can clean it up. We know we can clean it up, but while I'm on my platform, by way of Instagram, I'm going to speak the way that I choose to speak. Allie Kipper said, nah, keep the cussing going. I love y'all. The ones y'all roll, y'all ride. I love that y'all rock with me when it comes to this. But getting back to Little Nas X. So I think I sent it to you, the response that he said. It was just like a whole homosexual just tirade of just disgusting, totally not called for response to him. Now, I can understand you responding to the trolling and like, if you don't leave me alone and all this other stuff, I'll beat your ass, this and that, blah, blah, whatever. But to really just drag the whole gay community with what you said, that's not okay. I'm sorry. And Little Boozy has been my guilty pleasure for God knows how long now. Listen, I know it. I know it's not right, but certain shit, he's funny. I ain't say I want to lay down with his ugly ass, Dexter. I just said he's a guilty pleasure.
What do you listen to his music?
No, it's funny because I don't know nothing about his music.
When you say he's my guilty pleasure, like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what do you mean?
It ain't none of his music. He was on this network called, it's the Forest Bias Network, and he had a little reality show on there. So some of the clips that I saw, I was like, yo, he's so ignorant and funny as shit. But I think it's because as Black people, we all know ignorant ass people like this.
No, I get what you're saying now. Like with the Boozy Nas X thing, like I thought the trolling was kind of funny. Like I didn't take it that serious. I think that of course like Boosie's gonna respond to it, and I don't think he's wrong for responding. There's just certain words and certain words I don't like to use, and I don't like them used by other people. And like Lil Nas X is like openly gay, so I don't necessarily know if those things like hurt him, but I think there are other people in the world who like that kind of stuff could possibly hurt. So like maybe be careful when you're putting stuff like that out there. And then like he was threatening him and all that, and it's just kind of like, I mean, if we really like pull the layers back of what we're looking at here, like the person really only just said they had a song with you and you were that hurt and offended by it. Like that's kind of like you have some deep-seated issues with this guy, or maybe even with that you should probably get checked out because it's not cute. Yeah. And
here's the thing. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of people who don't see an issue with what Boosie said because they feel
that's a problem.
The same way.
But that's a problem. I'm sorry. If this does not show you that, if you agree with what Boosie, the way he reacted, the way he lashed out, you need to take a look at your life and to see what's going on, because I'm sorry. Yes. And this is another thing that kind of bothers me with the Little Nas X thing. Sometimes I think your trolling goes a bit too far, which is like, I want to like the kid overall, that I do, but he does too many stunt things. Like he said before, why doesn't he work with like hip hop artists? Because they don't want to work with him. But the way it comes off as if they don't want to work with you because you're gay. That is not the case. Frank Ocean was out there gay, and basically damn near everybody in hip hop worked with Frank Ocean. Who is another
Yeah,
one?
but at the same time though, like when then you can reference somebody like Boosie, and you reference comments like this, and Boosie is somebody in hip hop, and he's also, I'm not gonna say necessarily respected in hip hop, but he's there. So when he makes
Yeah.
a comment like this, like sure, I'm not talking about every single person, but I am talking about this situation that you could see right here. And yes, I'm generalizing, but at the same time, like, look at this though. Nobody's speaking up for me. Like, yeah, Frank Ocean was out there, and nobody didn't think that Frank Ocean whatever. Frank Ocean didn't approach things the way that, you know, Lil Nas X approached things or whatever.
No.
However, if this was me, and if I'm in the industry and I see Boosie saying the stuff that he says, I am going to stand up for this man, this kid actually, because it's not
to Lil Nas X.
to Boosie. Like, when I don't think anything was wrong with him saying I have a song coming out with Boosie. I thought that was funny. I don't think that was that big of a deal. But you calling this man F words and all this other stuff, like, come on, like, that's not okay.
It's not okay. But also we have to say, Lil Nas X, stop poking the bear. You know, we clearly know.
Well,
if we know that that Boosie don't fuck with you,
so
you know that Boosie don't fuck with you.
No.
So why? And here's the thing: when every action has a uncontrolled reaction. You can't. I don't want to say uncontrolled, but you don't know what it's going to be.
I agree.
So yes, do I think he was wrong for responding that way? Yes, I did. But Little Nas X, when these are very hot-tempered issues, and you already know the color of the horse that you're dealing with.
A hot-tempered issue that I said I have a song coming out with you?
They're not just about the song. Now, Dexter, we're not going to act like we haven't seen everything that happened prior to that time.
Now, I will even say this. If Little Nas X did a video and he had a Boosie parody in there and he was kissing on him and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't even have an issue with what Boosie said, to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't have an issue at all with anything, because, like, that's an almost appropriate reaction to what you're giving him. Almost. But he literally just said, I have a song coming out with this man. You know he don't have a song coming out with you. Like, why would you go on that tirade like that? Like, that, it was just, I do agree with you that when you put out there reactions, and you can't control what reaction goes to what. However, the person who makes the reaction, you can't control what you say. Like, you do have control over that. And you thought that that was necessary. To me, there was a story that just came out recently where they said, like, a 23-year-old man, I think it was in Philadelphia too, a 23-year-old man killed his father or her stepfather because the father or stepfather brought an openly gay person into the home.
Please stop. That's the funeral I went to yesterday.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I'm sorry. It just triggered. I'm sorry, guys. This is a real moment. I've been dealing with a lot lately. A lot of death has been happening around me. And I've been trying to just, keep myself. I've been listening to a lot of music lately, trying to step back. But you bringing that up.
Well, I didn't know that was.
I know you didn't know. I know you did not know. And I know the character of the person that you are, and I know you wouldn't bring that up on purpose, but I did not expect that to just hit me like that. I'm sorry. I apologize. Continue though.
I was just making the point that we have to we really do have to, like, watch the words that we say, and we have to watch what we're putting out there to other people, because if Little Nas X and Lil Boosie was face to face with each other, we really don't know how he will react to this boy in person. And if you can talk like that online, if you're face to face with this person in any capacity, I just feel like you will resort to violence. And, like, that scares me. And I don't think you should have that much hatred for anybody because of choices they make in their life, that you're going that far. And that's why I think that the comments that he made, they're inappropriate and, like, truthfully need to be addressed by other people within the industry.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, P. I feel like more. I mean, it's so funny because I sent you something before this where Azalea Banks spoke out.
Would
I
you
don't want to hear from you because you're too
don't
crazy.
send me nothing. First of all, y'all, Toya sent me a paragraph by Azealia Banks that was as long as the Bible, and I said I'm not reading this. And like all I saw was Azealia Banks' name, and I was like, I'm out. I'm not doing
But you know what's funny? I did the same thing. I just like kind of skim read the first one, and I'm like, you ain't talking about shit. But in the comments, thank you guys for your condolences about the laws. It's a we're still dealing with it. Thank you. I appreciate all of that. But no, you're right. Certain people's like I was like,
it.
Azalea,
I can't do
kind
it.
of right, but I can't take this from you. Sorry.
And I'm sure she made valid points. To be honest with you, that girl always kind of makes valid points. I just can't get to
Yes,
them.
it does.
I can't get to
But
them.
I considering the source and all the function that you do, like I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Like I do like this running list of like things that happen throughout the year to keep track of like what happens throughout the year entertainment wise.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning of this year, Azealia was in the news because she was boiling her cat. Done with it. Can't
After
do
that,
it.
bitch, I ain't got nothing to say to you. Nothing that you say to me matters in any way, shape, or form. The exception says agreed. I agreed. This is why I really think something else is behind. Ooh,
Oh, I
I'm
see it
sorry, friend.
behind the
You see
comment.
it? Can you read it?
He said I agree with Dexter. I really think there's something else behind his comments. Not saying
I
he
can't.
said not saying that, but he's saying it's right. But there was like some trauma, like that. Boosie it seems as if Boosie went through some type of trauma in his life, and that's the reason why he reacts the way that he reacts to things. And I do.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. Boosie, get your ass some therapy because that basically was uncalled for
Well,
the
he
way
gonna be
that you acted.
like the Bible is my therapy.
You know how your cousins do. You don't need nothing but that good book.
You don't got you don't got to talk to nobody.
We say it all the time. So Jesus, like God didn't provide therapists. Like
Nope.
all you need.
Mm. No, I'm gonna keep it quiet. That sounds like a slave mentality, though. Like obviously, like when you're like in slavery, like there's no therapist, nobody's doing that. For us to still adapt those views today, is
Mm-hmm.
it crazy? Oh,
Yeah, today with all the information and knowledge that we literally have in our fingertips, this is what you're gonna go with.
nobody my problems. Well, okay.
As Danny B said. As Danny B said, but Jesus.
Yeah, you're not gonna tell nobody your problems. Just deal with it then by yourself. Good luck.
And stay away from me. Don't be coming because I ain't your therapist.
But I like when people open up to me though.
I'm for it, but because this is as I'm getting older, because I've always, just like I said, I don't know why I've always given off this big comfy couch, I guess exterior where people will just feel as though they can open up to me, but certain things you shouldn't like. I'm sorry, I'm not degreed. I don't have experience in certain things. So
You're human though. Like just me, truthfully, like I am really bad with like mental health. Like I'm not good at that in regards to like I don't. Well, actually, I take that back. Last week, I did think I was bipolar. Like, it's funny now, but at the time, I was like, I really do think I am. And I was reading up on the symptoms and stuff like that. But overall, though, it's one of those things like I don't really suffer from anything, like whatever, like diagnosed and all this stuff like that. So it's really difficult for me to kind of understand sometimes. But I promise you, when you start talking to people who really deal with certain things, like you get it. You really will start to understand it. And you'll start to get, like, even with yourself, you'll start understanding more things. And
Yes.
I really think if somebody's willing to open up to you, you should listen and like take it in. And
Definitely.
but don't be like me though, because with me, like I am the one of those people who listen to respond and not necessarily listen because somebody needs to ear. Like I always like talk.
Because you want to just make you feel better, but it's like, no, I need you to listen to me and help me sort it through. But that's why it's important for people to go see therapists. Talk to me. I'm your friend. I want you to talk to me. But certain issues, I need you to go to a therapist to kind of help you work through that and then come to me. If I can help you in a sense, because like you said, it's all about the human exchange. A lot of the stuff we've all kind of dealt with, but your friends and family members, what they tell you, Get the Bible.
Mexican quills, I do totally agree with that. Like that is one of my things that I try not to say out too loud or whatever, because I really feel like doctors and therapists, they want people to be on medication and all that stuff like that. So like a lot of them like prescribe this stuff and make people feel like they're dealing with more than they actually are. Because like, and I do believe in mental health. I do believe that people are struggling with things. Absolutely. I see it with people, but I also do think though that there are people out here that want to convince you that you have an issue. And you
no, that's true, but that's why it's very important. You don't buy the first pair of fucking shoes that you see without trying them on. You got to try different therapists on to see which one works for you. Because let's be clear, in that field of therapy, it's no different from other fields. We see it every day. Niggas are showing up to go to work just to collect a check.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it's just like anything. Just because you try one therapist, that might not be the therapist for you, but keep pushing until you find somebody who is really listening to you and cares about you, and somebody who is really there for the craft to help you work through these things, rather than somebody just, all right, well, we got 5 minutes left. So
I think that I'm not like, I wouldn't be good at being like a therapist, but like when people are going through things, they talk to me like, you know, I always, in my opinion, bring them through it. You know what I mean?
Like, that's what you do.
And then when they get off the phone with me, they'd be ready to. Like, I think when they talk to me, everything is good. They get off the phone with me, they'd be like, "Ugh, what is my life?" So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
What'd you say? You want me to come over so we can hold hands and?
Seriously, I like, let me. No, well, yeah, like let me get you through this. But like when I leave, I'm telling you, I'm like a bright light, you know. And when I leave, it gets dark again.
You are the light. You are the coming.
The what?
You are the coming. Like you're it. You're what's promised to us. You're the second coming.
I'm not saying that. I'm just Alec Kipper, I don't agree with tough love. Actually, I don't agree with tough love in any capacity at all. Like I don't like it. I don't like tough love.
Alec Kipper, me and you are together. Listen.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not a tough love kind of person. Like you have plenty of people in your life that can give you that brand or that energy. I'm not that person. Like I'm not that guy.
Just know, everybody on here watching, just know that them kids gonna be running the Stuckey house.
Well, like I'm never gonna hit my kids or yell at them or whatever. Like
I guess so. Well, Fatima, she will be I guess the equalizer, you would say.
So basically, I would go in the room and close the door and put my headphones on while she disciplines the kids, because I can't see stuff like that. It's not right.
Okay, so what you gonna do when them kids go upside your head? Just sit down, breathe it out. Tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah, because Toya, if you did that to me, that's the same thing I would do to you. I wouldn't punch you in the face. So like, why am I gonna punch my child in the face?
That's so you hit me in the back of the head, I'm fucking you up. Just
you really would do that?
Yes, you put your hands on me. Yes. And sometimes these kids gotta look like you must not have had a hardcore slap in the face from a toddler.
You go hit them back?
And yes, the fuck you do. You know what, you're 3 years old, you gonna hit the shit out of me like that now. I'm not gonna hit the kid to fully hurt you, but you gonna get a wake up like you woke me the fuck up.
I think kids deserve to be disciplined 100%. But I think I discipline the kid the same way I discipline an adult. Like when there's an adult.
Now, how do you discipline an adult? Tell me.
Like if you yelled at me, I don't take kindly to people yelling at me. So if you yelled at me,
okay,
like I don't like to be yelled at. Please do not yell at me.
Okay.
And that's
so you gonna say that to your 3-year-old?
Absolutely. The same way I'm talking to you. You want me to talk to you rationally? Why would I not talk to the 3-year-old rationally?
Oh, I can't wait till those kids tear your ass.
Why would they tear me up? They're gonna respect me because they know that they're respected. See, your kids are gonna beat you down because they don't think that you respect them. I
brought you in here.
See
what they said?
See, exactly. The same people, same people who talk like that, what you just said, is the same people who be like, I got my Bible. Same people.
Well, if I got to beat your ass with my Bible, then that's what the fuck gonna happen. Because in the Bible it says, spare the rod or spoil the child. You gonna get these taps, and they're gonna be love taps, but you gonna get these taps. I may hit you
Tough,
with what my
tough
mama used to
love,
do to me.
tough
Yeah,
love.
like my mama used to do to me, beat my ass. And as a, even though I wasn't a bad kid, so I didn't have to. But the few times that I did get disciplined real bad, she would come right into the room, hug me, baby, I love you, and she would explain to me why. I hated that shit as a kid, but as an
I
adult,
was gonna ask you. I was gonna say, when your mom would do that to you, did you like it?
I hated it because it's just
Okay.
like, as a kid, you don't understand. And as a kid, it's shit that you shouldn't understand. You don't have an adult mind. There are fears out there that parents have.
You have feelings. You have feelings, and she invaded your feelings, and you are allowed to not like that. But what you're not allowed to do is repeat that cycle. I'm gonna get that out of you. I'm gonna get that spirit out of you.
You ain't getting a motherfucking thing out of me. I'm telling you right now, these kids, especially when you be talking fresh out the mouth, who the fuck is your talking to?
And look, Mr. 2X,
Yes, to Mr. 2X Entertainment.
he suggests pillow fights with the kids. If your child is messing up or whatever, have a little pillow fight with them. I think
There's gonna be a belt in the pillow, and you won't take your ass in your room, and you want punishment after that. And then I'm gonna come and give you a hug, like love you down, like my mommy did to me. Until this day, as a 38-year-old woman, I'm so thankful for that time. But at the end of back then, when I was 5, 6, I wanted to run away.
Alec Kipper said,
but I'm thankful at 38 that I never ran away.
Yeah, you definitely.
All right, it's late, Dex, and I know you booked and busy, sweetie. So it's 2 more things I really want to talk about, though. Let's get on to, really quick. Insecure. There was this big brouhaha on the last episode, or the first episode of the last season that came on this Sunday. I didn't even notice it in the episode, but apparently Greek life, particularly the AKAs, took issue with Amanda Seales. Her character is an AKA. So she was wearing, the regale, the sweater, AKA logo, because she's playing a character. Well, this has completely split Black America, especially Black Americans who have those close connections with HBCUs. So I look at it like,
not just HBCUs.
Yes, I'm sorry. The Black Greek life.
Yes.
Not just HBCU. So yes, thanks for correcting me on that. I just look at it like, y'all really need to choose different this is not a battle. The woman is playing a character who happens to be an AKA. This damn premise of this show is so full of Black life, Black love. They really take their time with the messages that they put out there. Why is this an argument? I'm just so confused. Now I understand when Boosie wore it, because remember he had on a nuke joint.
The Kappa one.
That's understandable, because it's like, you just wearing my shit just because. Take that shit off. So I get that. But in this regard, I don't understand the issue.
Well, Boosie, I will say, did not. He said he didn't know. He didn't know what it was.
Okay.
Now, with the cast of Insecure, they do know. They did know
Mm-hmm.
what they were doing. So, I can understand why people would be offended. I don't like that people are trying to take that away from them, though. I don't like that people are saying, you can't be offended by this. You shouldn't be offended by this. We have to stop that. We have to stop saying, you can't be hurt or offended by this. There are things that, first off, the AKA sorority has been around for hundreds of years. 100 and some years or whatever, and it's really important to people. This is their legacy. This is something that means something to them. So someone wearing this as a character, whatever, I can see how people could be I don't necessarily like that. And I think that you make it a big deal now. You say something about it right now because you don't want it to continue in the future. I've heard a lot of people say that throughout history, we've always seen Greek life depicted in television and stuff, and with the Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm.
Examples, they would wear certain colors, and in Edis's character, for the most part, she wore certain colors, so you knew what it was. However, in this case, there was a emblem or a badge or something like that she had on, and that's what was offensive about it. I know people who are in the military who don't like it when you wear like the camouflage stuff. They don't like that because it's like their thing. But like for Halloween, people are going to be jumping out with it or whatever, and people don't like it. And it's okay if they say like, I don't like that people are wearing camouflage. I don't think you should be because it seems like you're impersonating military personnel. I can understand.
As a military brat, you better get the fuck out of my face if you were to ever call me on some shit about wearing my camouflage sweatpants because it's being worn.
But you do know, though, that people feel that way.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. And I'm not saying this just to go back and forth. I've never heard that before.
Really?
Now, I do. Yes. Now, I do hear. Huh?
No, Alec Kipper just said it. There are people like they don't like it. People don't like it.
Really? Yeah, I've never heard that.
And please, I don't want people to say that this is cancel culture or keyboard. I don't. That's not what this is. These are people that are actually offended by something, and like we're getting to this point where people just are not allowed to be offended by anything. And I think people are allowed to be offended by it, but I also don't think we should carry it forever. You said your piece, move on from it.
Thank you. It's one of those things like, okay, and I feel like that's what the members of Insecure are kind of like doing. Like, damn, okay, like we thought we were doing it in a way to bring light on Black Greek life, and we did it in a responsible manner. But at the end of the day, if it is not accepted, or if you did not really clear it through the Greeks, then I understand why you were upset. And I didn't know. Sorrel Giggles just said, and I pinned her comment, it's a trademark issue. We can't even wear paraphernalia that's unapproved. Then if that is the case, I 100% agree somewhat like with that argument. Like it's different levels to it. And I get that. If I paid my dues and did what I was supposed to do to be a member of this soror, and I can't do certain things with it, and then there's this person that comes along, and just because you have a lot of money backing you and eyes on you and a big Hollywood budget, it's okay. No, it's something not right about that. So
people are allowed to express that, and for the rest of us who don't care or like we don't think it's that big of a deal, then it's not that big of a deal. We don't care about it. But like for people who do care and they are offended by it, like why can't they just be offended? Like let these people be offended.
I think it's one of those things you want them to be offended. Like, be offended, okay, but please don't live in that. Like, I don't want to, look, please.
The episode aired Sunday. Today is Tuesday. I shouldn't have seen or heard nothing about that today. Like, it's over with. You know what I mean? Like, you expressed how you felt, and I think that's great that you expressed how you felt. But like, we're not going to talk about this all week, because, like, at what point do you let it go? Like, what do you want?
Mm-hmm. What do you want? Tell me, what do you want? What song is that? One of them ignorant ass rappers.
I was thinking Adam Lamb, the guy from American Idol. Like, what do you want?
Oh no, I was thinking of that one hip hop. Oh, what do you want from me? That one. No, it's one of them ignorant ass little rappers or something. Okay, the last story of the day in Dexter. We are out of here, but I had to bring this up. Probably should have started with it. Wendy Williams. So the news came out today, and it's something I have mentioned on this show before. I didn't want to like say anything, but like really put it out there, the allegedly, but I did hear a while ago that Kelvin, Wendy Williams' ex-husband, had married Sharina.
That's the
today, the side girl and
with the baby.
Yes, with the new baby mama. So today, and I heard this had to be about a month and a half ago, 2 months. I did mention it to you. You don't be paying attention to me, sweetie, because this was right around the time. Remember when she started, like Wendy was going on an uptick again.
Right.
And then before you know it started going, all right, she's getting loopy. That was around the time, from what I've been told, that the marriage actually happened, or at least the engagement. Okay. So today, news broke that they are now engaged. He proposed to her with an $80,000 engagement ring.
$80,000?
I don't know when $80,000. Now, mind you, remember, Wendy somewhat did talk about this experience with the girl, but she made it out to be like, oh, Kelvin ain't with her. I don't even know where that girl is, where she lives. So you on TV telling this, and then a few months later, the chick is they're about to get married.
That man seems like insane. He probably told her that. Like that, I don't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. That man doesn't even work. So the fact that you're spending Wendy Williams' money on an $80,000 ring just speaks volumes. Like,
it
also,
does.
with Wendy, it's kind of like this girl isn't new because then isn't in the movie when like he was cheating isn't remember
That was the
that's
girl.
her,
But
right?
yes, he had been cheating for years. So people had said 20 years, but he hasn't been with Sharina for 20 years. Shit, the bitch would have been a teenager. But
he's just been cheating like throughout their marriage because in the movie,
the entire time.
yeah, because in the movie she's pregnant or something happened in the movie where she realized that he was cheating on her. So like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know if somebody who's been cheating on me our entire marriage, I don't know if I would be letting that affect my health. And it seems as if that's affecting her health. And that's
the thing. Like, you're letting this get to you. But from what you told us, you guys had an agreement that it was okay for him to, just as long as he didn't have any babies. That's what she told us.
I think that's true. I do think that's true. Especially because, like, with the house being down the street and stuff like that, like, you knew that. I feel like it's one of those things that once it became public, now it's a problem. And I can understand that. I can it's public embarrassment overall.
And now you're sitting here about to marry the girl.
But you shouldn't live your life like that, though. You really,
no.
If you're not comfortable with how things are going in your home, don't keep living like that.
Thank you. And what is the point? And not that I'm saying I'm against this, because thoroughly, I'm a Leo, so everybody knows most Leos are. We are very loyal when we're really in it. But what is the point if you're going to say, okay, like Will and Jada, we have an open marriage. Okay, so that goes to show the playing field. Okay, he out here getting him some, you out here getting you some. It's whatever. Y'all come back, love on each other, whatever. But what is the point? Where's your outlet when you feel as though it's okay for your spouse to just be out there doing whatever, but I'm just going to sit home and just be okay with it? Not saying that it is okay to do this, but I just don't understand that. Why would you give him that liberty and not expect that same, like afford yourself with that same liberty? Not to say that it would have made any difference in her psyche, but I do feel like that's the point of like why she is dealing with it mentally for so long. Like, you're realizing, like, damn, because you really could have got out there and got your happiness. You allowed your husband to have a side bitch that lived down the street from you for years and was okay with that. Even in your movie, where was your side dude? Where was he?
I mean, it's kind of one of those things that you could just tell, like, she really loved this guy, and like she was up with something to make him happy and to make him stay. And no man or woman should ever do that for anybody.
It's ever worth that. That's the same thing. They say allegedly Mayor MJB did with Kendu. When you give in to somebody and it's fully against your core, ladies and gentlemen, this relationship will never work. If you into the freak shit, that's cool, but it has to be both of you are into the freak shit. It can't be one is more into it than the other, and the other one has to be coaxed into it, because if that's the case, your relationship is doomed. It's 9 times out of 10, it's not going to last.
100%.
And with that said, it's time to go. This is fun. Thank you, because we missed last week. We did miss yesterday. I wasn't feeling the greatest, but I'm back today, and I wasn't feeling great today, but thank you, Dex. I'm glad that I did this.
And why is that?
What?
Why do you say you're glad you did it?
Because Dexter Stuckey made me feel better.
Don't you?
That's what you want to hear, sweetie?
The light. I told you. That's how. Now
I just want to be careful when we get off of here. I don't take in.
Look, I'll call you. Well, I have to call you. I have to talk about this stuff.
Oh yeah, we definitely have to. The light Dex. So is your new name now not Dexter the One? It's Dexter the Light. I think you should upgrade it. Maybe
I'll call myself DC Light. Like MC Light.
Like DC.
Dexter Chase.
So what would DCS or DC? No.
Because like MC Light, DC Light.
Oh, okay. I see the correlation that you're doing. I like it.
DC Light.
DC Light.
That's it. That's him.
I like now, Dexter. That's your radio name,
DC Light.
DC Light. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Again, make sure you tune in. If you don't want if you still want to be in a good headspace rocking with us, you're going to get some of the same energy if you head over to Bro Talk Live tonight, 10 p.m. Facebook Live, or you can log on to the website, which is brotalklive.com.
Yeah, or YouTube. You just go to Bro Talk Live on YouTube. But it's 10 p.m. Eastern.
10 p.m. Eastern. Yes, guys. So the best late night talk show out there on the internet. Hopefully, I will be there and be up and ready. But you know what my after 8 activity is, so let's hope we stay up.
Bye, guys.
All right. We love you guys. So appreciative for watching. And we will see you guys next week. Happy Halloween. Bye. Love you.